Tech vibe here, cutting through the noise to bring real insights into what's next in tech. Let's talk about the iPad Pro M5, and why this next-gen tablet might be one of Apple's most strategic upgrades yet. Imagine holding a tablet that's nearly indistinguishable in form from today's iPad Pro, same slim bezels, same gorgeous OLED screen, but turns in an internal performance leap so big it begins to rival entry-level Macs. That's what whispers around the M5 iPad Pro are promising. So when might Apple unveil this device? Based on the patterns Apple has followed in multiple industry predictions, the M5 iPad Pro is widely expected to launch in October 2025. Apple's iPad update cycles tend to cluster around the fall, and insiders believe production is already deep into its phase. Some suggest Apple could delay parts of the rollout into early 2026 if there are supply or design holdups, but the official announcement seems likely during their fall window. Here's a hook to keep in mind as we go deeper. What if the real upgrade isn't the chip, but how that chip unlocks features we haven't yet dared to expect from a tablet? Let's talk upgrades. The centerpiece is obviously the M5 chip, which is expected to push both CPU and GPU performance over the current M4 model. Early leaks and benchmark hints suggest gains of around 10 to 15% in multi-core tasks and even higher boosts in graphics workloads. That kind of jump matters when you're doing creative work, video editing, 3D modeling, or visual effects, where every fraction of speed adds up. With a more powerful GPU, the iPad Pro could finally close more of the gap between tablets and lightweight workstations. Memory is another battleground. Reports indicate that the base model of the M5 iPad Pro could move from 8 GB to 12 GB of RAM, particularly in the lower storage tiers like 256 GB. That would help ensure smoother multitasking, better app switching, and more headroom for pro workflows. For higher storage variants, Apple may sustain or even increase RAM further. On the camera front, the M5 iPad Pro is rumored to introduce a dual front-facing camera setup, one for portrait orientation, one for landscape. This aims to fix one of the big usability complaints of the prior model, which had its selfie/FaceTime camera optimized for landscape use, less convenient when holding the iPad upright. With a camera on both edges, users may finally get seamless FaceTime or AR experiences regardless of how they orient the device. One design change that leaked unboxings seem to hint at is a more minimal rear look, with the iPad Pro label removed from the back panel. The form factor otherwise appears consistent with the existing models, same OLED display, same ultra-slim profile, and likely continued compatibility with Magic Keyboard, Apple Pencil, and existing accessories. On connectivity, expect upgrades, not reinvention. There's talk of Apple integrating newer wireless modules, possibly a chip called N1 for Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth improvements, as well as refined cellular modems in the cellular versions. These upgrades would help sustain fast, reliable connectivity, especially as users stream high-res content or use cloud editing tools. Software will also play a crucial role. The M5 iPad Pro will likely ship with iPadOS 26, which already introduces a new liquid glass UI, more flexible multitasking, and enhanced window management. With the additional power inside, Apple may enable more complex workflows, perhaps letting more pro apps run side by side, or pushing developers to bring even richer creative toolsets to iPad. Battery life and thermal management are always key in a thin tablet. The M4 iPad Pro already posted impressive efficiency, but with the M5, Apple will need to optimize both power draw and heat dispersion further. Any headroom here could translate to sustained performance under load, especially for creative pros doing long video rendering or graphical tasks. Gaming is another area where rumors hint at real change. With a stronger GPU and more memory, the M5 iPad Pro could host more visually intensive titles and better support controller-based gaming. Lower latency, smoother frame rates, and more console-caliber experiences might become more practical on a tablet. Pricing is a more speculative subject. The baseline iPad Pro line currently starts at premium price tiers, and Apple could maintain that structure. Some rumors suggest the M5 models might keep base prices close to current levels, perhaps adding cost only for higher-end variants. Others think Apple might use a slight bump to account for component costs, but that could be offset if they want the iPad Pro to be more competitive. Of course, there are trade-offs and risks. The performance gains may be modest if Apple leans toward efficiency over pure power. Dual front cameras might complicate thinness or component layout. Cooling constraints are real in a slim chassis, and pushing more graphics might trigger throttling under heavy load. Apple also needs to maintain a balance so that it doesn't cannibalize its Mac lines or overstep the premium tier. If you're on an M4 or earlier iPad Pro, is this upgrade worth waiting for? If your tasks push your current device, heavy editing, AR, 3D, video effects, then the M5 model could deliver real benefits. But if you use your iPad Pro mostly for browsing, media, drawing, or light work, the immediate gains might feel incremental. What's compelling about the M5 iPad Pro is not just the spec bump, it's what those specs enable. More responsive Pro apps, fluid multitasking, richer AR/VR experiences, camera flexibility in both orientations, and gaming closer to console levels. Those are the possibilities unlocked by this update. Thanks for tuning in and exploring these rumors and possibilities with me. If you found value in this deep dive, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe for more real tech breakdowns. Share in the comments which rumored upgrade of the M5 iPad Pro excites you most. Until next time, stay curious, stay creative, and ride the future with Tech Vibe.